when a new game come out, like when 2K23 first came out, it takes about a good 2-3 months to end up figuring out what's the thresholds for builds, especially for the big builds. Once we learned the big builds were really overpowered versus the little guard, a lot of people end up switching to the 6'8s, the 6'9s, and even the 6'10s. As the meta usually changes through games, we was just going from small guards shooting threes to big builds being able to dunk and shoot. Now look, today I'll be showing you some scoring threat builds that can play defense, two-way scoring threat builds at that. They will be able to play defense, shoot, dribble, also finish in the hole, and look, you will be able to use these in multiple game modes. A lot of people, when they make builds, the builds can't literally compete in different game modes. They just be good for park, or they just be good just decently for rec or even theater. But these builds today I'll be showing you, they will be able to be played in every game mode. Even if you're a person that does not have a team, you will still be able to use one of these builds and be able to play with randoms if you're someone that's going to be doing that. Now look, as in most of the time when I'm running with a squad, even if I'm playing on a small guard build, my small guard build has defense. It makes the game way easier for my teammates and they don't have to play defense as hard. The same way when it comes to playing on big builds. Playing on big builds, it makes it way easier when you have defense on your build. Now look, we're gonna hop into my player builder. As of the build, you can end up making this build a point guard, shooting guard, or small forward, but there are going to be 3 different heights. You could vary some heights. It's just a few stats that you will have to mess around with to make the build better what it is. Now look, as we're going to end up making this build a 6'9". Now the first build will be a 6'9", 190 pounds, 188 or 187. It is up to you. The wingspan will be 7'4" wingspan. The body type, that's your preference. If you want to go solid, you can go solid. If you want to go slight, you can go slight. Or if you want to be a big burly, you know what I'm saying, you can be a big burly, you know what I'm saying, you feel me? But look, we might hop into my player builder. As of the actual physicals, we're going to rock out with an acceleration of 80, 83 speed, 80 vertical, so you'll be able to get those blocks when we upgrade the defense, and then your stamina going to be a 93, and then when you do your workouts you get +4, so you have like a 97 stamina and stuff like that. Now look, for the finishing on this build, you can rock out with the 86, you could go 87, keep that in mind. You could go 87 to get the Zion dunk packages, so you can be able to catch the alley-oops and things like that. And the only great thing about being a 6'9" on this game to me is the tiers when it comes to the badges. That's one of the best things. Now you got an 80 layup, a 69 close shot, and you got a 68 standing dunk. Now for the finishing part of this build, you can do anything that you really want. You can get contact dunks, you can make layups, you can hit some close shots here and there with standing layups, but you can also get standing dunks off. Standing dunks on NBA 2K23, y'all all know it is broken. If you can get a standing dunk off, or you get past your defender, you got fast twitch, you got rise up, you can end up getting that off every single time. But for shooting, look, you got an 85 3-pointer, you get limitless on silver, you get agent 3s on silver, you get deadeye on silver, you get a lot of good badges that you can use, plus 21 shooting badges, 85 3-pointer, a 76 mid-range. A 76 mid-range should definitely get the job done. And if you're someone that's going to be playing rec or pro on this build, hey, a 69 to like 75 free throw, to be honest, you can hit with a 65 free throw in this game and be very consistent. But when it comes to the playmaking, this build does not get quick first step on Hall of Fame. If you want to get quick first step Hall of Fame, you will have to end up upgrading your post control so all the way to a 99 to end up doing that. Now, as you see, the ball control is at 87 on this build. You will not get quick first step on Hall of Fame. You will only get gold, but you do get clamp breaker on gold. And for the dribble style, y'all already know it's Michael Jordan, so you got to go with that 75 speed with ball, and you can go higher if you want to, but you do not get an extra badge point. But as a pass accuracy, most of the people rock out with 75 at the lowest, but I will recommend you will try to get to the 80. If you can't get it to 80, it's cool. 75 can definitely still get the job done. Now look, the defense on this build, you get 86 perimeter defense, you get an 85 steal, an 88 block, and the reason why you get an 88 block so you can get chased down on Hall of Fame with having anchor on silver is a great combination to have. I do recommend at least have anchor on silver when you on these big builds. If you're on a 6'9", 6'8", 6'7", and you don't got anchor at least on silver, you're gonna see that it's a big difference. Plus having an 80 vertical on this game, it's gonna make a big difference having that. And now you look at the badge count. The badge count is 16, 21, 20, and 23. If you're someone that got those extra badge points from Rebirth, or you got extra badge points from the seasons, I would prefer you to throw those extra badge points on playmaking. That would be the main key that you will be throwing those playmaking badges on. So if you can get to 24, 25, that would be perfect. But if you can rock out with 23, you can get the job done. Now look at the takeovers that you get. You get shot creating, sharp, lock, and rim. You get lock and rim take. So if you really just want to be a lockdown and you want to be able to just score all the points and get rim and lock take, you can really do that if you want to. you really can end up doing that with this build. As you see, LaMelo Ball, Lonzo Ball, and then you got Penny Hardaway. The name on this build, you're going to end up giving as a 3-point shooter. Now, as a 3-point shooter, this is somewhat of a catfish build. I'm going to be honest. It is somewhat of a catfish build. But now, look, this is the 6'8 version of a scoring threat, two-way scoring threat build. I'm going to let you know this now. It's going to be a little bit different just because of the tier system. Since a 6'8 has a different tier system from a 6'9, you're going to see that it's going to be a little bit different. As of the weight, it's basically the same. The wingspan is a 7'5 wingspan on a 6'8, 180 pounds. Now, as you look at the defense, it is very similar. The only thing that this build does not have is a offensive rebound because the 6'9 gets more attributes. The same way a 6'1 and a 6'3 gets more attributes than a 6'4, 6'5 all the way to 6'6. Hopefully in 2K24, they end up fixing that problem because it's literally 3 to 4 or 5 heights that's literally useless on this game just because it gets less attributes than the other builds on this game. Now look, as the badge count, you get 16, 19, 22, and 20. With this build having less defense because there's no offensive rebound, it has the same similar stats, but it has a lower standing dunk and a higher close shot. It's nothing really big on this build that's different, but you do get quick first step on Hall of Fame. That's the biggest thing. You get quick first step on Hall of Fame on a 6'8 off rip. Now, as of the takeovers, you get sharp, you get playmaking, you get lock, and you get rim take. Now look, it's the same as the other build, but the other build has shot creating take. As of doing that, you have to mess around with the mid-range to end up getting that shot creating take, but you will have to sacrifice a little bit more on this build just because it's a 6'8. Now look, we're on a small build. Now my small builds, y'all all know, you can make this build a 6'1, a 6'2, or a 6'3. They are all around the same category if you really want to. I think when you make the second version of this build, you can do it like that. But as of a more scoring build with some type of defense, this 6'1 with 169 pounds, you can do 180 pounds if you want to. And then with the 6'7 wingspan, this is the go-to when it comes to making a regular 6'1 on NBA 2K23. This is the base. A 6'1 with a 6'7 wingspan, and the weight is up to you. Now look, when you end up building this build, it's going to be a little bit different than how everybody else built this build. You noticeably see a lot of builds out there with a high three-pointer, high ball control, a decent finishing on the build, and it has no defense. Now today, we're not doing that. That's what we're not going to do. When I make builds, I'm telling you this now, we do not make builds that does not have defense. That's just not into me, bro. I just can't do that to you. Like, if you're going to spend $100 on a build, I'm going to make sure your build got some type of defense, bro. Now look, the physicals on this build, you got a 93 acceleration. If you can get it to 95 and sacrifice something else, you can. If you don't want no block, you don't care for rebound, you can sacrifice that and you can get that 95 acceleration. But for the stamina is going to be a 95 because if you do your workouts, you're going to end up having a 99 stamina, or if you got gym rat. Now for the vertical, we might rock out the 70 or 75. You can get your pro contact dunks for both of them, off 2, off 1. It doesn't matter. But now, for this build, we're not going to just stop at 86 driving dunk. 86 driving dunk is cool and all, you know what I'm saying? It's cool, but I'm telling you this now. If you put an 88 driving dunk on a build, I'm telling you that Michael Jordan driving dunk, it would make a difference on a build. This build will make you glide across the air. It will really make you glide. And so far, we already got 18, 19 finishing badges. If I end up leaving this at 77 left and I upgrade my close shot, you will see I end up possibly getting like 21, 22 if I really wanted to, but we have to have some for shooting and playmaking, and we got to make sure we still got a little bit defense on this type of build. Since it's a more scoring build, it's going to have more shooting and playmaking. Now look, we got 20 finishing badges. 20 finishing badges, you should be able to get the job done. You got an 88 driving dunk, 81 layup, and a 60 close shot. I know the 60 close shot is kind of pushing it, but on a small build like this, you're not going to be mostly doing those standing layups. Or even if you do try to do a floater, you still have a high chance of still making it, as long as you got that giant slayer badge on, or even pro touch if you got the shot timing on your layups. Now for the shooting, you got a 92 three-pointer, a 78 mid-range, 24 shooting badges, and you got a free throw, so you could hit the rec or even pro with this build. Now, the playmaking is going to be the part. If you're going to be someone that's going to be trying to play pro on a build like this, you're not going to have defense. If you're going to be playing primary guard, you're not going to have defense. But if you're going to be playing secondary, you can run 6'1", 6'2", or 6'3", but most of the time you play pro, they're going to rock a 6'3" at the 2. Now look, as of me having a 92 ball control, the 92 ball control is just to get the Trae Young dribble styles. But if you want to get the 95 ball control to get unpluckable on Hall of Fame, you can, but you're going to have to sacrifice somewhere else. That's one thing I'm going to tell you. This might lead you to sacrificing that Michael Jordan dunk package. You know what I'm saying? It might have to lead to you to do that. But for the actual pass accuracy, most guards have an 86 pass accuracy on the game. But I'm going to put it in between so you can make a decision between the 75 and the 86. I'm going to just go in the middle of the threshold of 80. 80 can definitely get the job done. but if you're going to be playing competitive, you're going to want to have that at least 80 to 86 pass accuracy when it comes to playing 5v5, especially on a small build like this. Now for the defense, as I'm playing on a lot of small builds this year, an 80 perimeter defense is perfect. I'm telling you, an 80 perimeter defense is actually great for a small build versus having no perimeter defense. And then having a steal as well. If you want to push it up to an 86 perimeter defense so you can end up getting clamps on silver, you could. But I'm telling you, that 80 threshold, it works very fine because you have a 80 speed when it comes to running around the court. Now look, you got a 60 block. If you don't care for having block on the build, I'm gonna tell you this now, that 60 block definitely helps with actually getting a contest. I get a better contest on builds that have at least a 60 something block or even a block on it versus me playing on a build that does not have a block in general. I literally get shot over if I don't have a block on the build. So now look, you got a 70 rebound. A 70 rebound, let's get the extra badge so you get 21 badges. But for the case of this build, it's a scoring build that has some type of defense. You get slashing, shot creating, sharp, and playmaking take. Now, if you want lockdown take, you might have to end up picking your perimeter defense at 86 to get that lock take. Now look, if you're someone that's looking for more defense, you're like, okay, that's a more offensive build, but it got a little bit defense, and I want to be a small build. Now look, a 6'1" with a 6'9" wingspan, 180 pounds. Now look, you can make this build very similar to the last build, 93 acceleration, 80 speed, 75 vertical, and a 95 stamina for this build. Cool. Now when it comes to the finishing, it's going to be the opposite of what the other build was. We're still going to have the 88 driving dunk. We're going to keep that no matter what. Keeping the 88 driving dunk, you can rock out with the 87 if you want to, but as of the driving layup, you could go 81. But now the 81 is cool. You got a 67, so you go 70. You're gonna have a higher close shot. So if you're someone that's looking for having a higher close shot, you can do this. And what you're doing this, you got a 21 finishing badges. Only thing that's different from this build and the last build is that this build does not have a 92 3-pointer. So if you want limitless range on gold, you will not be able to get it on this build unless you end up lowering the wingspan to 6'7". But with me raising the wingspan up 2 notches, it's not gonna affect your shot timing that much. I'm gonna be honest, it's really not. Compared to you doing a 6'7" wingspan versus a 6'11", then you will feel a big difference. As it's going only up 2 inches, it's not going to be a big difference versus having a 6'7" wingspan versus a 6'9". The only thing that you're not going to be able to do is have limitless range on goal, get Curry jump shot. But when it comes to the playmaking, you get the 92 ball control, 80 pass accuracy, 79 speed with ball, so you get the extra badge point. But when we come to defense, you already know you're on a small build. You're already going to be at a disadvantage. You're going to have an 86 perimeter defense on this build, 88 steal. Now look, you want to see, this is going to be a more defensive badge than what we just seen in the last build. You got a 63 block. You're going to have some type of interior defense on this build, and you're going to have an offensive and defensive rebound if you really wanted to. If you really wanted to, you can have some offensive and defensive rebound on this build. Now look, as I end up dropping the actual driving layup, like I told you, if you can have a higher close shot, I'm only gonna rock out with 20 finishing badges, 22 shooting, 23 playmaking. I'm gonna up the interior defense and the block so I can end up getting 23. And you're gonna see the build 20, 22, 23, 23. You could possibly get 24, but as of the extra badge points, I would definitely throw the extra badge points on playmaking and shooting. No matter what, throw it on playmaking and shooting, because the badges you get on this build will be sharp, shot creating. You end up getting takeover, like playmaking takeover and lock take. That will be literally the takeovers that you will end up getting with this build. Shot creating, sharp, playmaking, and lock take. Now you got a guard build that can get lock take. Now you can really get devious with this build, but hopefully in NBA 2K24 the restrictions for the builds will be a little bit more strict, because you shouldn't be able to make a build that can do almost everything on NBA 2K. I'm gonna be honest, you shouldn't really be able to do that. But look, if y'all boys enjoyed the video, y'all want to see more builds like this, hey man, make sure y'all boys drop a like on the video, make sure y'all subscribe, turn on notifications if you haven't yet. It been your man ChaMoma, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next one, man.